Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. I now request the speaker to begin. Thank you. Ms. Kavi, you can start now.
Hello, everybody. This is Kavimukil. I work for a scheme called PMFME, which is Pradhan Mantri's formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. So this is a centrally sponsored scheme, which is run by both central and state government in the ratio of 60 and 40. So let's see the benefits offered by the scheme. Also, let me introduce myself. I work as a manager in this scheme, and I specialize in food technology. So let's begin. So, am I audible to everyone? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So let's begin. Let's just have a little background on the scheme. So the scheme is approved on 20th May of 2020. The scheme was launched on 29 June 2020, and the scheme outlays for an about 10,000 crore for a period of 5 years. We are in our third year now, and the scheme is actually lending credit linked subsidy to micro food processing enterprises, and we are intended to cover almost 2 lakh micro food processing units in a span of 5 years. So the aim of the scheme is to increase the competitiveness among the micro enterprises, and most of them are unorganized in the country. And you'll see how these units can be formalized using the scheme and the benefits that can be reaped out of the scheme. So the major target audience in this scheme would be individual enterprises, FPOs, SHGs, cooperatives, and yeah, that's it. So there are also groups, other groups which can avail this different component of the scheme. So that we'll see in the coming slides. So these are the main aims and objectives of the scheme. One second, just excuse me, just one second. Okay. I'm sorry. Here we have, so the scheme increases your accessibility to credits for micro enterprises, and it helps in various stages of the supply chain of these micro enterprises. So the benefits are given for FPOs, SHG groups, and cooperatives that we have seen already. So there'll be 12,000 micro enterprises that will be benefited just in Tamil Nadu, and we also have other components that gives an increased access to marketing and branding and also common infrastructure. So there is an SLTI called state level technical institutes. So the scheme also provides them with funds to help us with capacity building and also helps in strengthening of these institutions. So we also focus on women entrepreneurs and aspirational districts, that is with we encourage districts with lower micro enterprises. We encourage them to come into the scheme. So this scheme was adopting to one district one product scheme, idea, but it's not doing it right now because it was limiting us to only one product per district. So this has been relaxed recently, and we could see a phenomenal rise in the number of units that are coming forward to get the benefits. And yeah, lately we also support lastly self-help groups with a seed capital. So yeah, we'll see in brief. So this is the financial outlay of the scheme. So the scheme, this is only for the state of Tamil Nadu, and this applies differently for different states, but the major portion are common, like the share details are common, the number of units to be covered in a state are common. So 502 crores is the outlay for Tamil Nadu, and that is shared by the state and the central government in the ratio of 60 and 40. So totally 12,000 plus units will be covered over 5 years, and we've already in our third year, as I said, and this is the amount that is left to be spent, and these are the amount of units that should be covered in individual and also seed capital components. So these are the other components of the scheme. As I said, we support individual applicants, group applicants. We also have a common incubation centers in different districts of Tamil Nadu, and this also applies for all the other states in India, where they have different incubation centers at different districts for a specific product in their state. And we also support common infrastructure, where a fund is pooled by a state, government agency or FPO and SHG, where we give them a subsidy of about up to 3 crores, and the project total project cost should not exceed 10 crore. So that is it about common infrastructure. And then we also give seed capital for SHG women. We help with the branding and marketing of these products, and we help them with capacity building. And mini tri food units are for tribal department and the units that can be established under them. Let's see what each component has to offer. So basically, individual and group applicants offer the same benefits. So which is 35% of we live. The scheme grants a credit linked support of 35% of your eligible project cost with a maximum ceiling of 10 lakhs, whichever is the lowest. So this applies for both individual and group applicants. So yeah, so who are all eligible for this benefit are the individuals, proprietorship firms, partnership firms, FPOs, NGOs, SHGs, co-ops, and private limited companies. So this 35% of the project cost applies only for plant and machinery of the units. We do not support for civil work or working capital. Although all this can be covered in the same loan, only machinery part can be subsidized under this scheme. So this is a very hard and fast rule that the scheme is holding on to, and we are not looking for any relaxation in this. And apart from this, technical civil work, which is the civil work conducted in regard to housing your planted machinery, can be supported, which again should not be 30 more than 30% of your eligible project cost. So all the beneficiaries who come under the scheme are eligible for a capacity building program, which is, and again, all the beneficiaries are entitled to a 24-hour capacity building program that will be provided by the SNA, that is the state nodal agency, and which is free of cost for the beneficiaries. And we also give them a payout of rupees 500 for each beneficiaries. So there are no minimum turnover required to get into this scheme, nor experience. You can be a new unit or an existing unit. And 10% of the project cost will be the promoter's contribution. And that is also, mandatory. So this is the outline of the scheme. This is the core of the scheme, and everything is built on top of this. So yeah, next component is common incubation center. The ministry or the state government or the implementation agency is not inviting any more applications for this. We are in our third year, and we have set up almost up to 4 incubation centers in Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy, and Tanjore. You can get those details by mailing us, because I'll tell you what are the benefits of these incubation centers. So I'm just telling you because these facilities are available for common public also. So these incubation centers will contain one or more product lines where you can which is let out to the public on hiring basis. So I don't think any of them are operational yet. All of them are under constructions. We are expecting them to be up and running from, let's say, January of next year. So up until then, it is best to know that we have this facility provided by the government to us. So incubation centers will also provide training and skill upgradation support to the beneficiaries, and will help them to run their product, sell the products on commercial basis. And we are also helping them with market linkages. And so an incubation center used to receive 3.75 crores from the ministry, which is all borne by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. And the eligible beneficiaries were SHGs, FPOs, cooperatives, industry departments, and the government owned or autonomous government institutions. Yeah, so this is about the incubation center. And next, we are moving on to common infrastructure. So, common infrastructure is again, it has the same skeleton as of individual and group applications, where we give them 35% of eligible project cost, but the ceiling here is 3 crores. Again, this is only eligible for plant and machinery and technical civil work, but it will not include the land cost of the land, the rental agreements, or the lease, or anything other than these. So, yeah, and the people eligible for this are usually groups, FPOs, SHG, cooperatives, and government agencies. So the concept of common infrastructure is to build. This is similar to common incubation center, but again, 30 incubation centers is 100% borne by the ministry, while common infrastructure is having all the same rules as of individual and group applications. Again, the promoters will have to give 10% of their contribution, and others will be a bank loan, and 35% will be subsidized. The concept of common infrastructure is to set up a common infrastructure at one place, where again you can rent it out, or give it rent the place, or take in products seasonally, and help the farmers in the nearby surroundings to grow from your infrastructure, ultimately to commercialize the place and have a profit from it. So that is the idea of common infrastructure. And let's see the assistance given to self-help groups. So these are the assistance given to self-help groups. Major help is the seed capital. Seed capital is given as a revolving fund. And next is, again, they are also eligible for individual subsidy, group subsidy, and they also have a training and hand holding support given to them by the rural development departments. And they are also eligible for branding and marketing assistance. So let's see, we've already seen the individual and SHG group subsidy, credit link subsidy. It is the same as for all the previous beneficiaries. The only thing new here is the seed capital. Capacity building and marketing and branding will cover separately for all together. So seed capital is the government issues them for up to 40,000 per member. So this is issued to a SHG member to purchase small tool uh, to enhance their business. Let's say if she is having a flour mill or something, it helps her to buy a small unit like a grinder or something, where she can make batters and pack it and sell it. We would again want her to formalize. That is again is mandatory, but you get the point. Matlab 40,000 can only cover very small tools, but again it's a revolving fund. She'll be paying it back to the department. So and they also have product training and EDP training, that is enterprise development program, and a training provided to SHG members. And they SHG, that is this seed capital is completely run by the rural development department, TNSRLM and NULM, that is state rural livelihood mission and national urban livelihood mission. So they help with the DPR preparation. They have their own district resource persons, but again you can come to us. We will put you in touch with the authorities who are responsible for this. So this is about the seed capital. Next is marketing and branding. So marketing and branding again is not provided for any individual. Again, to be noted, it is provided for FPOs, SHGs, cooperatives, or a special purpose vehicle. A special purpose vehicle is either a government department, or it is like a cooperative. Let's say, for an example, it's like Avin in our state. So that's how branding and marketing is, functions. And marketing and branding would support would be provided only for state and regional level, and we are not in a capacity to provide anything vertically up other than state or regional level. And this should include developing a common brand and packaging, and we will also help with marketing tie-up and quality control. And this is actually a grant. It's not a credit linked subsidy. 50% of your total expenditure would be borne by the government, and 50% has to be borne by the promoters, the beneficiaries. And they are eligible to prepare a DPR worth rupees 5 lakhs, which will also be reimbursed by the state nodal agency. In our case, it will be the Department of Agri Marketing and Agribusiness, which is located in Gindi, Chennai. And the other components that are covered under branding and marketing is the training, development of packaging designs, product standardization, marketing activities, quality control, logistics and warehousing, distribution tie-up, including e-commerce. So all these are covered under branding and marketing. Next is capacity building. So capacity building is done by the SLTI so far to the DRPs, DLTs, and beneficiaries. At this point, I'll just tell you the role of everybody so that you can understand the structure of the SLTI state level technical institutes, how the capacity building program happens, and what are the benefits that can be reaped by the benefit individuals. So the ministry has decided to train master trainers by this national level technical institutes, that is NIFTM Tanjore and NIFTM Haryana. So these institutes will train their associate professors and assistant professors and people like them, and those are called master trainers. So these master trainers will in turn train district level trainers. So these people are generally food technologists. Otherwise, they could be somebody from RSETI or Root SETI who help us with entrepreneurship development programs. So master trainers will train the DLTs. Master trainers will also train the DRPs, that is the district resource persons. So district resource persons are appointed by the state nodal agencies at each district of the state all over India. So there will be more than one district resource person. So this district resource person will be the point of contact to the beneficiaries once they have applied in the portal. So this scheme is a 100% digital scheme. There is no papers involved. And in the later slides, we'll see what is the process flow chart and how we'll have to apply. I'll also help with operation of the portal where you have to apply and how, and we'll take up from there. So the all the three are trained now. Master trainers are trained by technical institutes. They in turn have trained the district level trainers, and they in turn have trained the DRPs, and the DLTs are responsible to train the beneficiaries. Why? Because these DLTs are appointed in each districts. The beneficiaries can stay in their own districts while the DLTs will come to them and get them trained. As of now, the state lacks the number of DLTs that should be present in the state. So for now, we are using our master trainers to train the beneficiaries. So all the other trainings can be offline or online, because let's see, the scheme was started in 2020 where everything was digital and we had corona. So we had to do all the trainings online, but it was not effective. So eventually, now that we are okay with there is no safety issues, not no safety, lesser safety issues. We have started offline trainings for beneficiaries. So that is a 24-hour training for beneficiaries. So to get trained in this scheme, you'll have to at least apply and then submit your application, get it passed through your DRP and the DNO. That will be a district nodal officer, and then you will be eligible for the training. Other than that, you cannot get into the capacity building program. So that is it about capacity building program. And the mini tri-food is actually supported by both TriFed and Ministry of Food Processing to support minor forest producers. So let's say TriFed is planning for a project of 40 lakhs, wherein 25 lakh, so 25% of the project cost will be covered under PMFME. So minor forest producers would include honey, tamarind, and products like that. So this is exclusively for tribal department, and this is also handled by them, but we are hand holding them. There is no applications received at the state so far, but we are working on it. So this is an important process flowchart on how to process the application. So first, an individual or a group, applies or registers in an online portal, and they get a link. I'll show you how to apply for it and where do you get a link. And after that, you'll submit all your mandatory documents. In case of individual, it is your Aadhaar card, PAN card, your address proof, your quotation, and your bank statement. So that will do. Once you submit all this, the DRP will do your site evaluation, and he'll come to your place, see whether your business is legit, and he or she will also prepare a DPR, detailed project report, and upload it in the portal. And then once he or she approves it, then it goes to the DNOs. So DNOs are district nodal officers. As of now, these are deputy directors of agriculture, agribusiness. They are situated in each district of Tamil Nadu, and these DNOs might be different in different states. So whichever department is handling the scheme will offer their man force in taking care of evaluation and approval of the application. But in Tamil Nadu, it is Department of Agribusiness and Agri Marketing and Agribusiness. So the DNOs are Deputy Director of Agriculture and Agribusiness in each district. So once they approve, the application goes to the bank. So the bank, evaluates the application, and it can either sanction the loan or reject the loan. So that is the process flow chart. There is the only difference here in the group application is there are no DNOs in case of group application. The application directly comes to the state nodal agency, that is the headquarters here in Gindi. We evaluate the application and then send it to the bank. That is the only difference here. So these are the food processing activities that are not eligible under the scheme. Uh, so you are not eligible for trading or selling unprocessed millets, cereals, or spices. It can be a milled spices, or it can be a spice blend or something like that, but it cannot be unprocessed. We cannot sell unprocessed or loose milk. So this cannot include trading and selling of fruits and vegetables, unprocessed minor forest products, beekeeping or loose selling of honey, loose selling and trading or repacking of oil, trading and selling of groundnut, areca nut, or any nut as such. So that is, again, this is reviewed on case basis based on the process you are undergoing. And so any kind of rearing activity is not included here. It could be anything: piggery, goatry, poultry, anything is not included here. Trading and selling of fresh cut meat, any sort of meat, fish meat, chicken, mutton, not included. Repacking of manufactured products is again not included. And the last point and very important point is canteen, grocery, hotel, tiffin services, restaurants are they are not included, because we tend to get these applications in large number, then we'll have to turn them away. So basic concept is that through this scheme you are value adding an agricultural produce, so that we can reduce the wastage, increase the shelf life of the product for a larger period of time than fresh produces. So that's it. And these are the products that are eligible. These are just a outline, but this gives you an idea of what products can be included. Some of your products can fall under this category, some might not, but this is just an outline. So yeah, and I've given some projections of our state to give hope basically. So we initially the scheme struggled a lot to pick up, but right now we are looking at 300 to 400 sanctions per month, and we can see an exponential increase in the number of loans being sanctioned. We in the back end are working very hard to sensitize the banks and push the applications from our side. We are because it is subsidized, and we are giving the subsidies as soon as possible. So we are doing all that in the back end so that it's not lagging anywhere. And that is the loan sanction trend you can see, and this is the application generation trend. Initially we struggle very hard to even generate applications, and now we are generating up to almost 1,000 applications a month. So that's a good sign for us. And I'm showing this because it is hopeful, and we do not have any uh, backlogs in the back end when it comes to giving you subsidies. So I would encourage everybody to get into the scheme, whoever is eligible. And this is the state rank of our Tamil Nadu. We stand second, and this is again last September's data. We still stand second, but the number of loan sanctions have almost increased by 100 number. So yeah, this is an outline, and these are the targets. We have targets. These are for individual applications, group, seed capital, common infrastructure, marketing and branding, and all of them. And this is for one financial year. This is again three times for up till 2025. So these are the different stages where you can, once an application is generated, until you submit it is in draft stage. Then once you submit it, it goes to the DRP, and then the DRP either he can keep it pending or take an action. So once the action is taken, it goes to the DLC, and then it goes to again the DLC can put it in pending or take an action. So once an action is taken, application can be recommended by DLC, or it can be passed to the bank. So if you just log in and leave it, it will be just deficient and pending with user. Loan under process is these applications are pending with the bank, which again the SNA is working very hard to push it. Every week we talk with the SLBC and LDM to push the applications, and they have also picked up. So these are the number of loans sanctioned so far, and up till September, and rejected. So yeah, this is the structure. This is all back end, whatever happens at the back of the scheme. So we have an SLAC team headed by our chief secretary. Then we have an SPMU, which has a state lead, a marketing manager, a food technologist such as me, and a social sector specialist, enterprise development manager, and two of our executives are for administration and accounts maintenance. So we have a very efficient team, and again, there are DNOs at the district level, and all of these applications will be ratified under the chairmanship of the district collector. And then we have the very last unit, but the backbone of the unit, the scheme, the district resource persons. So these are their roles, you can see. So yeah, that is it. And yeah, this is the composition of SLAC. I don't think this is necessary. This is the composition of DLC. And that's about it. For any more doubts, you can feel free to contact us at this email ID, tnfoodprocessing@gmail.com, or this is my number. You can get in touch with us. We can help you get in touch with the DRPs of the specific districts, and help you in availing this benefit. That's it. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Thank you, Miss Kavimukil, for the detailed presentation. I'll now quickly take up some questions. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen so that we can see your full video?
Yes.
Okay. So the first question is, what is Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Microprocessing Enterprises Scheme? In simple terms, if you can explain.
Okay. I can explain it in English, right? No problem. Yeah. So, Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme is just a credit-linked subsidy, which is issued for micro food enterprises. By micro, I mean your project cost should not exceed 1 crore and your turnover should not exceed 5 crore. So only then that enterprise would fall under micro category according to MSME rules. So we are also following the same. So we give you up to 10 lakh subsidy or 35% of your project cost, whichever is the lower. So we help you support for the plant and machinery. That is the core of the scheme. And all the other components are there to support this part of the scheme. Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Kavi, did you on your camera?
Oh no, I haven't. One second.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I can see you. Thank you. So the next question is, how beneficial is this for the farmers?
Okay. So farmers basically might be selling their produces in a very informal way. We have seen people selling, coconuts or even milk in a very unprocessed manner. This scheme can give you a kickstart in formalizing your business. You can come into our scheme. You can buy machineries in our scheme, and you can do minimal processing. So during this minimal processing, there is a huge value added to your product. By value, I also mean the cost. So milk only cost is, let's say, 40 per liter, while paneer or cheese cost way higher. So we also give them capacity building on how to do these products. So this is a whole 360-degree approach to the farmers or any beneficiaries, where you can value add uh, to your agricultural produces to increase them, increase the prices or also the shelf life. So that's how the scheme helps the farmers, I believe.
Okay. And next question is, how to register for this scheme?
Okay. Can I share my screen once again?
Yeah.
I'll just show
Yeah,
you how to do it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So one second. Yeah. Okay. So you'll just have to click PMFME in Google. And once you click PMFME, you are taken to this website. And this is the PMFME's homepage, as you can see here. And yeah, so here you'll have to go into. So you have to go here and use applicant login. So I've already opened it for you guys. So I'm going in here, or even it's the same. If it's loading again, I'll do it again. Oh.
Any specific documents required or?
Yes, ma'am. I'll let you know. So registration is pretty simple. Like once you go into that applicant login, this one opens up. So this is where you tell what type of beneficiary you are. Either you are individual, group, or you're applying for common infrastructure. And here you type your name, email ID, mobile number, and address. So all of them have to align with your Aadhaar card, because eventually we'll be asking for your Aadhaar card. So state and district.
Okay.
So once you register here, you will get a link, activation link for both your in your phone number and email ID. Okay. So then you'll have to activate this link, and once you're activated, you're in the system. So all the DRPs will be alerted that XYZ beneficiary has registered with us, and the DRPs themselves will come, call you. And the mandatory documents for individuals are Aadhaar card, PAN card, address proof, and a bank quotation of your machineries and your bank statement. So these are essential for individual applicants. While for group applications, there are a bunch of documents which are mandatory. I'll just read them out again, but I'll also send you a copy of mandatory documents. Just a second. Yeah. So for FPOs, you'll need PAN card or PAN card of the directors, Aadhaar card, address proof, Udyam registration, certificate of registration, article of association, list of directors and their biodata, and you'll also have to give us the shareholding pattern attested by a chartered accountant. There should be a board resolution given, and that board resolution given that everybody's agreed to take a loan under PMFME, and there should be a photocopy of your bank passbook. There should be your audited balance sheet with all the annexures, and copy of all your industry license, that is your FSSCI and etc., and your GST registrations if you are a new company. If you are existing one, we'll also need your returns, and the list of existing machinery if you are already an existing firm, and the photo of your unit. And other documents include a detailed project report and the quotation. So for group, it is actually quite a lot of documents that is required. Again, this is for FPO and the SHG, it would differ a little bit. And for partnership firm, in case of resolution and all of that, we'll need partnership deed. So these are the mandatory documents when it comes to the group. So yeah, so this once you click here the application login, it goes in here, and here you sign up. Once you click sign up here, this page opens, and this is where you enter your details. So this is where you register, and once you register, you get an application number and an activation code. It is very, very important that you activate the code. Otherwise, there is no point. So once you activate the code, you can relax a little bit because the DRP will get in touch with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next question, do we need to pay for registration under this?
No, ma'am. No registrations required. No, I mean, no payments
No
required.
payment required. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Mhm.
What is the target of this scheme?
The scheme targets to actually, to give us our data, or to give, first thing is to help the micro entrepreneurs to, move from this micro category to small, to grow their business. That is the idea, and to encourage entrepreneurship in general. But we also have to have this data of who all are, formally doing this business, and because eventually in the second half of the scheme, once your loan is sanctioned, it is essential for the district resource person to help you with getting an FSSAI certificate, Udyog Aadhaar registration, and GST if necessary, because initially GST was mandatory, but now it is not, because all of our beneficiaries are farmers and they are not interested, and they do not have a 40 lakh turnover, so they do not want to do GST returns also. So we have relaxed that for them. So the major thing is to encourage entrepreneurship. Beside, the other benefits we are trying to focus on are to have to formalize these farmers, because generally what we are moving on to is, consumers are very aware of where their products are coming from, and they do want a proper FSSAI certification, and all the other things which the scheme is helping them get for free. So I think all the micro entrepreneurs and also farmers should get into it.
Okay.
Yep.
And when was this scheme launched?
2020, ma'am. 2020 June.
Okay. Okay. So one of our participant is asking your WhatsApp contact number.
Yeah, you can give, ma'am. Do you want me to say?
No, I'll share it before we end this meeting.
Okay.
So next question is, how this scheme help in technical know-how of the project?
Okay. So let's say I am responsible for it. You're asking the right person, because I am the technical person in the scheme. So initially the DRPs were also, we were also looking for food technologists to act as DRPs, but we did not find enough DRPs. So we have, expanded them, that saying that expanded the qualification, saying that any degree holders can be a district resource person. But you can contact the SNA, that is the state nodal agency, ideally, and they will put you in contact to me. That's how the process usually happens. So I can help you with the technical know-hows, like whether you can proceed with this process, whether it is suitable for your produce, what are all the machineries you will have to buy, and what are all the within your cost, that is, and what kind of process you have to adopt, and how can that be subsidized, and which parts can be subsidized, and where to buy your machineries. Usually we actually have a database of suppliers. Once the beneficiaries are coming into our scheme, we do give a list of suppliers where they can choose from, because we do not believe in, particularly pointing out one supplier or things like that. So you can get in touch with me basically, so I can help you with technical know-hows.
Okay, so I think next question then you have answered. As a manager, what is your exact role? I think you have explained it.
Yeah. So I also help in preparation of detailed project reports for both individual and group applicants, and that is and firm level upgradation plans and all the supplier details, technical know-hows. I take care of all of them. But even for other components, you can get in touch with me. I'll put you to the right people.
Okay, and can you share your email address? Because I have your personal Gmail ID.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I had shared it. It is tnfoodprocessing@gmail.com.
It is TN
Food processing. Yeah.
Food processing.
@gmail.com.
Okay, it is T for Tamil Nadu and for Norway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and now we have the last question. Okay, before that, one of the participants is asking, how about Andhra manager? I think I could not get this question properly.
Okay, let's say there is different project management units in different states. I think there is a different. I think KPMG is handling for Andhra, but again, if I have any contacts, I'll share it with you. If not, at least all these details are available in our website. So you can go to our PMFME website. You can see who is our state nodal agency for Andhra, and who is responsible for who is the PMU there, and you will definitely find the contact. If not, I'll see whatever is in my power to help you, and I'll share the contacts with.
Okay. Yeah. So the last question is, please let us know a little about your career background and what made you to enter this particular scheme.
Okay, so I got into, I'm basically a food technologist, and I did my undergraduate in NIFTM Tanjore, and I finished my food process engineering there, and then I had to go to, I went to Tezpur University, Assam. I finished my food engineering and technology there. So basically, my mother is an agronomist, and she got me, like, she threw light into this field, I guess. And from there on, it picked up, and it was very interesting for me to study all this. And and from there, I started working for MNCs. I worked with Imami, and basically, I was into product development and launching them, and seeing revenue out of it. But I felt this as a very perfect opportunity to help farmers and people who actually need those bigger platforms, and we had helped small people to get into digital marketing and e-commerce businesses, and it is way more gratifying. So yeah, that's it. And I also worked with a lot of startups around Kolkata and Bangalore. Basically, we develop products for them, and learn a lot in the process, help them launch it. And I'm just trying to do the same here for a different audience, where job is very gratifying. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Kavimukil, I think. Okay, no more questions from our participants. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.